Welcome to the 2023 CTE Summer Conference, Making Waves into the Workforce. This session will cover program updates for the welding technology courses. My name is Jim Presley. I am the consultant responsible for the welding programs. Before we get started with the updates, I'd like to share with you the various program areas that I am responsible for. Responsible for automotive service courses, collision repair courses, the metals manufacturing courses, welding courses, and now we have two new middle grade courses, exploring safety and tools in the trades and exploring automotive service. Now let's look at the high school courses and where the information is coming from. So let's first discuss various sources of information. First of all, the Moodle. If you are not enrolled in the Moodle, the T&I Moodle, please talk with your administrators and register, and then go in and register for the discussion. If you have any issues, please feel free to contact me and we'll get you in there. The discussion is a place for instructors to ask questions and help support each other. The next source of information is the NCCTE course management system, which is a lot of times referred to as the CMS. And this has the most current info about a course. It's also public accessing, so you can share this link with parents or industry, and they can look up information about a course, about various credentials, and so on. It continuously is being continuously improved, so check it out and look at it every so often to see what has changed and been updated. And finally, the NCCTE admin, which is accessed through the Moodle generally. Lots of data in this resource, and that's where a lot of our data and information came from for today's session. Again, this can be accessed through the Moodle, and so all three of these are great resources. If you're not in the Moodle, I highly encourage you to register for the Moodle and check out the CMS and NCCTE admin. So let's first look at the welding pathway. This can be found in the CMS, and it lists the layout of courses for this pathway. And in the middle grades exploration courses on the left, you'll see that EY10 and EY11 are two courses that we've had for a while, but also TY40, exploring safety and tools in the trades, will help with the welding pathway, getting students exposed to basic safety and basic hand tools. The prerequisite option which is the first level course in this pathway, is IM61 Welding Technology 1. And then the concentrator there in orange is IM62 Welding Technology 2. The course pathway major options. So after that student has completed the concentrator course, they might move on to the IM63 Welding Technology 3, or any of the work-based learning courses. And so that would be advanced studies, apprenticeships, internships, entrepreneurial experiences, pre-apprenticeships, and co-ops. The supplemental employability skills courses is the personal and professional skills course, and then Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, and CC45 career management. Supplemental technical courses for the welding pathway is CS11, Project Management 1, and IM11, Advanced Manufacturing 1. And then there's in the blue a list of the work-based learning that align with the welding pathway. And the CTSO that aligns with welding is Skills USA. So hopefully this is beneficial. Again, you can find this information in the CMS. One thing I like to look at from year to year is course enrollments statewide. And here we have the enrollments for the past 3 years for all 3 welding courses. And so as you can see, between 2020 and 21, Welding Technology 1 has increased, which is great. And then it increased over last year by almost 100 students. So about 10%, I would say. IM 62, again, has increased from 482 in 21-22 to 591, again, about 100 students. And then Welding Technology 3, we saw a little bit of a drop, still an increase over 2020, 2021, but not a major concern, but possibly because IM 62 Welding Technology 2 is the completer, and instead of students taking IM 63, they might be doing work-based learning, pre-apprenticeships, apprenticeships or so. So this shows us that the welding technology pathway continues to grow. So now let's look at each individual course, and we'll start off with IM 61 Welding Technology 1. The curriculum is not changing for the 2023-24 school year, and the status of the course, since there are no changes for the 23-24 school year, will stay in standard status. The credentials with this course that align with this course is the AWS Sense Entry Welder Program, the thermal cutting processes. And here are numbers of students that have passed that. So we jumped from 44 and doubled it to 91 students passing this credential. Let's look at, we have a few more credentials on the next page. The 2 other credentials in IM 61 Welding Technology 1 are the OSHA 10-hour construction industry certification and the SP2 welding safety and pollution prevention. So first with the OSHA 10-hour construction industry certification, you'll see the little star there. So in 23-24 school year, that has been renamed to more accurately describe the credential and align with what the industry calls it. So it'll be referred to as the OSHA 10-hour construction safety and health. Same credential, just revised credential name. And so in 2021 and 22, we had 369 students taking that credential. And then in 22-23, only 108 passing that credential. And so, and again with SP2, had 110 students take it and take it and pass. And in 2022-23, 77. So both of these, the credential is dropped, and so this will be something in the upcoming year looking at to see why the numbers have dropped. Maybe it wasn't offered, or just trying to find out the reason. But generally, a student would not take both these credentials because they're both covering safety, and it's usually one or the other. And finally, for IM61 Welding Technology 1, the proof of learning is still the CTE state assessment. Last year was a new textbook adoption. I included that here. You can scan the QR code, which will bring you to the document for the textbook that's been adopted for this course. Also, there's a PDF of the information in the Moodle. So now let's look at IM62 Welding Technology 2. For the 23-24 school year, no changes in the curriculum. Also, the course will remain in standard status. The two main credentials for this course are the AWS Sense Entry Welder Program, the SMAW, or a student can earn the Certified Welder per welding code AWS D1.1 for the SMAW. So generally, a school is a Sense training location. The instructor can do that. If the instructor is a CWI, or if there's a local CWI that is able to certify a student's weld, then you can do the certified welder. This information can also be found in the NC CTE admin. So we'll continue on with IM62 Welding Technology 2. The proof of learning for this course is a credential. And so there's basically two options for this. If the school is using the Sense program, they can do the AWS Sense Entry Welder program. Shielded metal arc welding, they must pass all the required modules. So the student must pass the modules and be able to perform the SMAW weld. So in between the 2 years, we both had 101 students achieve this credential statewide. Or again, if you have a CWI, Certified Welding Inspector, you can do that, which will either or is acceptable for the proof of learning. And so with Certified Welder, we increased from 34 students to 45 students who achieved this credential. And again, with the textbook adoption, that information can be found in that QR code or on the Moodle for the textbooks. And finally, let's look at IM63 Welding Technology 3. Again, no changes in the curriculum. The course will stay in standard status since there are no changes. The credentials aligned with this course are the AWS Sense Entry Welder Program, the FCAW, and GMAW. And again, we have that option with the credentials, um, with a certified welding inspector, for both FCAW and GMAW. And again, this information can be found in the NCCTE admin. And finally, the proof of learning for IM63 Welding Technology 3. So there's a lot here, and hopefully it's not confusing. Again, the credential is the proof of learning. If you're an AWS Sense training program, and the student passes the flux core arc welding and all the required modules, and the GMAW and all the required modules, you need to have, the student needs to pass both. And so in 2022-23, we had 8 students pass this. And remember, there was lower enrollment, 100 and some students. And again, a student needs to pass both of these to count. Also, we have the option of a certified welding inspector inspecting the FCAW and GMAW, and again, that student needs to perform both welds. And in 2022-23, we had 4 students achieve this credential. And in the 2021-22 school year, no students passed both of these. So we had a small increase, which is great. Again, IM62, Welding Technology 2 is the completer. And with the lower numbers, students may be going into work-based learning, pre-apprenticeships, and not working on this, but we'll look into the numbers a little bit as the year moves on. Now let's look at some of the T&I middle grade courses that are associated with this pathway. The course we'll look at is the TY40, Exploring Safety and Tools in the Trades. So for the upcoming school year, the 23-24 school year, we are going to keep this course in pilot status. Last year was the second year of offering this course, and the number of schools that offered it from the first year grew tremendously. But still looking to get more input and feedback on the course to improve it. And also there'll be other changes with the middle grades courses. So if you or any fellow instructors are teaching this course, please provide feedback on the course so we can continue to improve it. But this TY4, Exploring Safety and Tools in the Trades, is a great middle grades course going over basic safety and basic tools, which they'll be help them along when they get to high school. Since Skills USA is the aligned CTSO for this course, I'd like to share some upcoming dates for the upcoming 23-24 school year. The State Leadership Workshop will be held October 1st to the 3rd at Camp Dixie again in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Great 3-day experience for both students, new instructors, established instructors, It's a great leadership workshop for students. Um, Learn a lot about skills, starting a chapter, running them. Uh, Paul and Rod do great work at this workshop. Our regional rally competitions don't have any dates yet, but generally they're held in February, March of 2024. The state conference will be held in Greensboro, April 23rd to the 25th. And then the national conference again will be in Atlanta, Georgia, June 24th to the 28th. So mark your calendars with these important dates. Also, if you do not receive it already, did a little QR code there. It's the Skills USA Monday memo. Again, Paul and Rod do a great job at sharing the information about upcoming events and deadlines and everything going on with Skills USA. Comes out Monday morning in your email, and it's a great way to stay engaged with skills and what's going on. Also, a lot of times if there's any scholarships or anything to help students, they will include that also in the memo. So take a minute, click on the QR code, and get the Monday memo. As always, you can follow us on social media, CTE for NC. There's a Facebook page, there's an Instagram, there's a Twitter page, there's LinkedIn, and then there's a YouTube channel. Just search for CTE for NC. If you're doing something with your students, and share it. It's a great way for the public to learn what we're doing. A lot of times we're the best kept secret. No one realizes what we're doing and how we're changing students' lives. So again, hashtag CTE for NC on social media, and there's the various platforms that you can share and go look and see what's going on in CTE in North Carolina. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for attending today's session. I hope the information we covered today is beneficial. Throughout the upcoming school year, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. The best way is via email at james.presley@dpi.nc.gov. I'm here to help and support, so do not hesitate to contact me. Looking forward to a great 23-24 school year. I hope you have a great summer conference. And once again, thank you for attending this session. Have a great school year.